How is that going?
It's fantastic, going on very well. We are on episode 181.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been shooting for a minute.
Yeah.
So the love that we've been getting for Simula Pains, not just in Kenya but Tanzania as well. Basically, it's become an East African thing.
Yeah, that's only a Kenyan thing.
Exactly. So it's kind of showing me that I can also do a bit of acting here and there.
Yes, but we saw you on Sugar.
You saw me on
How?
Sugar,
Yes. That was your
Actually,
first
shot
role.
some of the scenes at USIU. Yes.
That was like your first.
That was my cameo.
You coming out.
That was my cameo. I did not know that I could act until that time. It was good. It was
a
nice.
wise decision.
It was fantastic.
Okay, so Avril is in studio. Tumeongea too about acting kidogo, but tell her we usually have like something we do on the heat, and I'm gonna let Katiti take it away. Katiti.
Okay.
Actually, it's just like an icebreaker. So I just want to test your general knowledge. Kidogo.
Why?
Kidogo to baby. Kidogo to. But okay, let's break the ice with this. What is the dumbest pickup line a guy has ever used on you? And you're like, oh my god, 5 minutes, Hazijaisha Bado.
Mazee, hey, inaonekana wewe ni alien because that ass is out of this world. Am I allowed to say ass?
Yes, you're good. But that's original. How do you react when guys pick you up like that?
I don't see the sense because most of the time, the more genuine you are, the more genuine I feel about how I feel about you. So I don't really like lines. I don't like lines.
Yeah?
I don't.
Would you pick up a guy?
Well, now I cannot because I have a ring.
Okay, in your past life, have you ever like picked up a guy?
No, not really.
No?
I'm a kind of girl who likes being approached more than approaching. Of course, I'll be standing in the distance and going like you see you, Jamal, and this come to maybe telekinesis. I use telekinesis to kind of like bring them my side.
Yeah.
But I prefer the hunt more than being hunted.
Yes.
Or rather, the hunting rather than being hunted. What am I saying?
You're good.
Okay, either. Whichever you understand, which makes sense.
Let me ask you a question. How about, can you name for us the big 5 in Kenya?
The big 5.
Yeah.
The elephant, the lion, the rhino. Hizo zote tulikuwa tunataka pua. Wait, elephant, rhino, lion. Is it cheetah? I'm not really sure. I think so.
You're close.
Either the cheetah or the leopard. One of the two. The leopard. What's the last one?
One more.
It's one of the eight wonders.
Is it like it's one of the
Making it more
8?
difficult.
Guy!
Katiti,
Can
you Google?
But I noticed that's something you like to. You've ever said like if you don't know anything you like to
No, just Google
What
it,
is
man.
the buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, the last one. Okay, the second last one
Then you
because we
need
do
to
have.
Google. What?
Let me ask you a question. Name the 5 oceans in the world.
The Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian. This is a touch of the moment. Do you want to get 3 out of 5 because the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic. Oh man. What are the other? There are 5.
The other one on the other side of America.
There are actually 5.
The one at the mountains.
Sorry?
It's not south. Arctic.
I didn't say that.
Atlantic.
Oh, I said Atlantic. So the north and the south Arctic.
There's the
Pacific.
southern, and then
Southern
how do you say it? Arctic, Antarctic, that ocean. I
Antarctica.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think just to kuimaliza na kubring it back home, we just want 10 capital cities.
Hey!
Minus in
Minus.
Africa, minus the ones in East Africa.
So no Nairobi, no Dar es Salaam, and no Kampala. Wow.
What's the highest score we have ever gotten?
I think Nazizi. So.
An 8.
Was she Googling?
No, but she kind of had help.
Yeah, she helped.
Okay.
So 10 capital cities around the world, in
I don't know,
Africa.
just in Africa.
So there's Lagos, there's Abuja, there is Cape Town. 10. Wow. There is Harare. Wow, what was my influence for this song? I wrote this song way back. It was one of those songs that I wrote and just shelved. I said, you know what, I'm going to do this song at some point in my life. And I think some of the people that I was listening to at the time was from Kingston. So when I was listening to Kingston, I'm like, you know what? This is a nice beat to just, jam to. It's a no stress song that you listen to when you really actually do not want to have. You don't want to listen to people, you just want to have your sweet nice time.
Exactly.
But then again, you feel like you want to dance sometimes. But then again, it's a laid back song. So it's one of those where you have no idea what you're doing.
But I feel like you do have an idea basically if you can, correct me if I'm wrong, like you just wanted to express to people that you have that freedom, that you do what you want to do when you want to do it without no restrictions whatsoever.
It's actually one of the reasons why I did this song was because each and every single person who listens to former Ogopa artists, they're always thinking that Ogopa artists can only do kapuka.
Exactly.
I
That's
can only do kapuka. I can only
influence.
Exactly. And I showed people, you know what, I can do so many things, just that I choose to do something that can be digested by each and every single person. And I'm going to make my music simple for you to listen to. It doesn't have to be a project, an art project, where you now sit back and listen to the song and start wondering, what did she mean when she sang this and that? No, that's not what music's supposed to do to you. It's supposed to relax you, make you feel nice.
Exactly. And I remember when I was watching you perform this live on the trend, your vocals were so on point. I remember at some point your keyboard is, when you hit a note, your keyboard is like, well, you did do that before. Where did that come from? Talk about how it is for you when you're performing. Like, do you prefer a live band or you prefer doing it with instrumentals? About what is your go-to?
Either or. I really love doing live music. But so many times when you're performing, you don't have the freedom to do some things, because sometimes you have a client who is not able to reach a certain budget.
Yes.
So you are able to just be flexible on either. And then sometimes you will perform for some, like, it depends also with an age group that you're performing for. Sometimes you perform for kids and you really cannot perform for kids using a band, and people are going into sevens, and they get bored. So I really just look at my audience and see what is easier for them to digest, what they like, what they appreciate. For an older generation crowd, you definitely go for the instruments and a half live, nice kind of feel, make them dance, but at the same time, just make them feel easy.
Exactly. So talk about it. I remember when I saw how is this your first Score Award nomination, please?
Yes, it is my first Score Award nomination.
How did you feel when you got them? You like trip out? Who are you with at that moment?
When I learned about my Cora nomination, it was actually sent an email. I was sent an email by the Cora management, and they told me, Avril, congratulations, you were one of the nominees. And I was by myself.
Okay, what did you call them? First, the first person you called them?
The first person I called, well, who was that first person I called? My fiancé. I sent him a message, I was like, guess what? Guess who's been nominated for a Cora Award? Very exciting. It was a very exciting time.
How does he deal with your star status? Because he's out of the limelight, he's successful in his ventures, but he's not particularly a celebrity. How does he deal with your celebrity status? When you first started vibing, was it an issue? Was it a barrier? How you're followed around by paparazzi? What have you? Fans coming to you wanting an autograph? How does he deal with it?
At first, when we started talking, he actually did not know who
Who
Avril was.
This corporate people, they never know.
He knew Avril. He knew my name, and remember, he's not from here, so he knew my name, but did not quite understand what I did. So one time he was watching Sugar, and he's like, yo, there's a chick I'm watching on Sugar, looks like you. So I was like, oh, is it? Wow, nice to have a lookalike. Later on, his friends are like, yo, your chick is on BET. Is this that's when he started understanding what was going on. Then when he came to Kenya now for the first time, and we're now bonding on another level where we're getting to know each other, face to face and everything, he started noticing things. People are looking, staring, people are taking pictures, kids are coming running up to me. That was weird for him. So that's the time now he looked at me like, yo, what am I getting myself into? How famous really are you?
Oh my goodness. But I think he's the type of person who actually isn't fazed by it.
At first, of course, he was a bit
uncomfortable
because he's a very private person. I always tell him, you know what, now that you're dating me, you're a celebrity by proxy, so you really have to you have to watch what you do, who you take pictures with, like what happened recently. So it was a bit it was a bit hard for him at first, but now he's
easier about
tuning
it.
in. He's tuning in. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually want to ask you about when oh my god, I think I've forgotten, but Neville, what did I want to ask? I've forgotten. She's so beautiful.
Naona, I see. Kuna namwangalia
Acha ujinga.
Please. But anyway, you tuned into the heat, and of course, niko na hizo maswali. Kuna watu wananitumia maswali kwa Snapchat anasema, please ask Avril. Kwanza hiyo pilau unasemaje?
Wewe mwenye nauliza, nataka kunipikia nini?
Is Avril a good cook?
Napenda sana pilau, by the way.
Is Avril a good cook?
Avril is a good cook. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll notice. Even on Instagram, you'll see
what's
that
like the ideal meal that you
my go-to meal, the one that I floss with. Do you know a meal called pilaf? Not pilau, but pilaf.
But just tell us the process
Yeah,
of making pilaf.
I like making pilaf and a bit of a stew. Depends whether I'm in the mood for beef or chicken. But pilaf is basically rice that you first fry your onions in butter. Then you take them out. Then you take your rice and you mix it up with the butter and the onion mixture. Of course, with a bit of salt, with a bit of saffron, and a bit of almonds.
What is saffron? I know
Even
you
a
guys
spice
know.
gun.
I know it does. It's a fantastic spice. It makes it's an amazing spice. Then you get after him to get it. Yeah.
Hiyo lazima.
There was a bit of almonds, and then you throw it into the oven and bake it. So it's a rice that's baked.
Let me ask her a question.
Yeah.
You know, I just remember what I wanted to ask you, my dear. You double up in so many ways. You're a chef. Excuse me, hopefully, and one day you'll actually open your own restaurants and do that because you know clearly you have a passion for it. You're a businesswoman. You do music. You studied design in UON. And I remember I read certain interview salon, and then there's this magazine I picked up and. Who would you know was on the cover? And you stated that it was an interview you did in 2011, and you stated that you had your own interior design company. And you asked for ideas from now, what do you expect of this business venture? And you said that it should be a household name. So is this something that has fruition for you? And what are the type of business ventures? What are the hustles do you have?
Wow, the other hustles that I have, music of course is my first love. There's the acting thing that I do.
Yeah.
Been working with Spielworks Media for the longest time, doing a couple of projects here and there. My company is still up and running, but it's not an interior design company.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a design company. We gear more to graphic artists compared to interior design because I'm not very particular about interior because that's not what I studied. I studied product design.
Oh, right. I
Yes.
saw design and just assumed I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I do a lot of graphic design, a lot of product design.
Can I guess that you're the one who did your own brand? She's a master of all trades.
I have my own stuff. I do my own things, and mostly for brand Avril because she's our biggest client.
Yes. Are there other clients you've had?
Yes,
in
a
your
couple.
company?
Yes, a couple. I am that kind of person who's very private. Yes, I don't like getting a lot into my personal space. I don't like people getting a lot into my personal space because I feel like that is sacred. For me, my own life is like a sanctuary. When I get into my house, I drop the Avril act and I become
out of the
Yura, you know.
door.
Exactly. Once I step into my house, everything is irrelevant. I am in my house. I'm going to watch my movies. I'm going to think about what I am going to do with my life, but I'm not going to think about Avril per se. I'm going to think about brand Avril, but I will not really think about Avril. I was performing, yes, on the 14th of December. I actually got engaged on the 13th of February.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes. And we celebrate 13th more than we celebrate the 14th because the 13th for us is the day where we said, let's try and see what we can do with ourselves, my fiancé and I. So the 14th has always been one of those days that it's just Any other day.
It's
For
just
us,
any other
Valentine's Day is every
Every
day.
day of the day.
And he wasn't in the country, yes. He does work a bit with Delish Matthews on some projects that he has in Namibia. So an innocent picture was taken and blown out of proportion. Actually, I apologize to Delish on behalf of Kenya.
Kenyan media. Because she apparently is also involved with someone.
Yes, actually, she is engaged.
The ratchet.
And you know, the worst thing is that the picture was actually taken by the fiancé.
Oh. So let me
So
ask you
it
a
became a
question.
whole big thing, and I had to apologize to her and tell her I'm so sorry on behalf of my country.
Yeah, and
This
our
is what is
ratchetry.
happening, you know. But thank you. You made me a little bit more closer to the list. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
You made us friends.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question. These blogs actually act like they do give the personality
I actually get
celebrities, you know.
forwarded most of these things on WhatsApp by my friends, and like, have you seen this? Shoop. Have you seen this? Shoop. Well, there's some conventional media is very professional. I have very good relationships with so many reporters in Kenya who they'll be genuine. They'll just come and tell me what's up. This story is going to print on Friday. Do you have anything to comment about? Do you feel like you have anything that you need to say before we go to print?
No, okay.
And that is okay.
That is
Personally, I feel
constructive.
yes, that is very constructive, and sometimes it's actually very constructive writing. When you look at it, you go like, oh, okay, cool, this is interesting.
If they call you for an interview, you're more warm
Exactly.
towards going there as
Of
compared
course.
to
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. There's some bloggers who will call me and I go like, you know
running.
what? Exactly, I'll go running and some I will not even bother picking up a phone
Yeah.
call because I'm like, you're gonna write it anyway.
So
So,
what's the point? Why
you
acting
write
like
and
you
then I'll
need-
react.
Okay, sawa. But actually, have you ever felt the need to sue someone because they did the most with your brand name?
I feel like it's too much drama and I will accelerate the story and make it even bigger than it is.
And give them more ratings.
And give them even more ratings. So hey, let me reserve you to that one article instead of reserving you to 50 articles thereafter. Oh, now Avril has sued us because we said this. Please refer to the article that we wrote on the 12th, and then we give them too much traffic.
Too much,
which is
yeah.
totally unnecessary. So sometimes you also have to employ wisdom in this industry, not just run out and do things for the sake of doing them. Sometimes you just have to sit down and go like, okay, so if I do this is going. It's usually a domino effect, by the way.
Yeah.
So you have to analyze. Complete analysis of what is going to happen, the outcome, the possibilities of each and
5
every
steps
single.
ahead.
Exactly.
Okay, sawa,
Exactly.
Basi. Well, of course, Avril is still here with us. We're still gonna get into it with her. I still have a lot of questions. Trust and believe me, I'm very smitten. I sound like how. Question? Do you have a request? As a matter of fact.
For a song?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yani, each and every single thing that has happened on USIU Radio today has been off the cuff. I am being asked about capital. Oh, but then remember the capital city of Namibia is Windhoek. So I come to tend to that.
No, by the way,
it's a speech.
disclaimer
It was a
is
speech
Avril
challenge, so it's
Pangad.
okay.
She googled.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
She did not.
Oh, now Katiti, you're going to meet him. Avril,
Oh,
yeah?
Yes, you guys have
Why?
been since.
Remember listening to art.
They?
We can't even. But anyway, this is the biggest-
request.
the
My
baddest-
request.
Yes, Avril's
Diego
request.
calligraphy.
Yes.
Yes, coming up. And don't forget, at USIU Radio, of course, on Twitter. Tuliza maswali. Kuna zingine zinakama hapa na Snapchat. Nitazisoma because, of course, we have to like dial it down a bit. Katiti ame go straight in for it. But anyway, no worries. Remember, this is the request hour, 45. Let's go. Tell us what you want to listen to at USIU Radio, of course, 0708, 07054.
Hey.